Wubble Twig says, far more likely to suffer from depression as a millionaire in New York City than someone with not a dime in a third world slum. Seems counterintuitive. Yeah, it's so fucked to think about it, isn't it, man? It's crazy because like sometimes we complain about shit not knowing that like such a large portion of the world is like working on for like slaving and working for like $1 or $2 a day. It's so fucked, man. Like people are just working all day long for a few dollars a day, and like we get so complainsive with like the small little shit in our lives that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, because we can't really like, we get so caught in our subjective reality and our subjective feelings that we don't take the time enough to like kind of objectively look at our situation and be like, oh my God, like my life is fucking amazing. Look at it from somebody else's point of view, somebody from behind you, somebody that lives in one of these countries that people are just like, there are countries that people have to like walk for a mile or 2 miles just to find some water, just to find like some water, and then they carry the water back home, and then like when they need water they have to go back out there again. And these people are complaining less than, you know, some of us are these days, which is kind of fucked to really think about. So it's important to not let those little things in life bother you. Like that's one of the things that I feel really strongly about. Like for me, the only real problems, like real problems, are serious illness and death. Everything else can be worked on. The real problems are serious illness and death. Everything else, it can definitely be worked on. And that's not to undermine like some of the problems. I mean, if you've been like raped as a child, I'm not saying that's not a problem, but it's a problem. I mean, it's obviously a problem, but I think just like the little things, just like when people get upset about somebody like cutting them off on the fucking freeway or something like that, it's just ridiculous. Just take it easy, you know. Cesar says, because as so many think in those first world countries, money doesn't equal happiness. It does not. That is a definite truth, that money in itself will not equal happiness, and neither does the rat race to get there. Yeah, the rat race, I think I would argue that the rat race contributes to unhappiness. Mr. Scott says, indeed, man, the rat race makes it worse. Absolutely it does. The rat race in itself is a very ugly kind of situation. Mr. Outcast says, childhood trauma almost never goes away from what I've read. You can heal some of those wounds if you kind of like, I think you can have it go away, but you really have to do a lot of work on yourself. If you kind of ignore or try to avoid that situation, that trauma that you went through, I think you're gonna just find yourself in a worse situation. But if you actually accept it and maybe even forgive the people that caused you the trauma, forgive them, and really just like be at peace with it, I think you can start to feel some healing from that. In the coming weeks, I may make a YouTube video just specifically towards this, because I think it's so fucking important, and so many people overlook it. You know, when I say it, they're just like, yeah, you're right, and then they just never do it, right? They just never do it. So one of the most important things you can do in the mornings, in the afternoons, whatever, like usually the mornings is gonna be best. It could be right when you wake up out of bed, or, you know, after you brush your teeth or whatever. So I have this in my daily ritual where I always think about one at a time, but 3 things that I'm grateful for, that I'm truly grateful for in my life today. And as soon as you do that, and it could be anything, I change it every day. Like for example, I'm grateful that I can go downstairs to the kitchen and pour myself a glass of water. Like that in itself is just, I'm truly grateful for that, because I know some people in the world can't do that. They can't just go downstairs, open their sink and have a glass of water. It just doesn't work that way. Or I'm grateful for, sometimes if I wake up, I'll be grateful for the fucking blanket that's keeping me warm, just the smallest shit, you know? Grateful for this fucking machine over here. Grateful for the whiteboard. Grateful for my arms. Grateful for my eyes that I can see shit. And not only tell yourself the things that you're grateful for, you can do one thing you're grateful for. It's better than doing zero. I do 3 every day. Like I feel it in my body, like I envision in my mind, and I try to feel that gratitude towards those things. And as soon as I'm done doing that, it just feels so good. Like you see the world in like a different kind of way for a little while. It doesn't last like the entire day, but like for like a little while, you're just like, you're like in this bubble of gratitude where you're just like, I don't even care what happens. I'm so fucking grateful for those things, those 3 things that I, said I was grateful for that day. And challenge yourself to just come up with 3 different things every single day. You'll come up with things that you've never thought of. I'm grateful for having a Twitch stream. I'm grateful for playing poker for a living, right? I'm grateful for listening to rock music. I'm grateful for Sharky Strader being a thing. I'm grateful for you guys being here on Twitch. 50 of you guys. That's 50 fucking things to be grateful for. I'm grateful for this tripod thingy here that I create my YouTube videos on, right? I'm grateful for my bed. Just nonstop. You can go like endless with things that you're grateful for, and really turn your focus towards that. Because a lot of times when people are upset about little shit, what's happening is that they're focusing on that little negative shit that's going on in their lives, but they're forgetting or not focusing on all those incredible things that are going on in their lives. This